This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my latest Keeneland handicapping video. And I did a couple Keeneland videos for October 21st. I did the Perryville Stakes, I did the Grade 2 Raven Run, and this video for Sunday, October 22nd, I'm going to cover the Grade 3 Dowager. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis at Santa Anita Park, you can head on over to the runawayhorse.com, check out my sales page at that website, and you will find my full cards at Santa Anita Park. And in addition to that, I'm going to cover my annual 2-day Breeders' Cup full cards, also at Santa Anita Park this year, November 3rd and 4th. You can pre-purchase those Breeders' Cup full cards now, or just go over to the runawayhorse.com on my sales page for more details. Now, if you're interested in checking out my Breeders' Cup 2023 handicapping articles, you will find those articles in the news section at todaysracingdigest.com. I've been posting those Breeders' Cup articles. I started about 5 weeks out from the Breeders' Cup. I'm posting new articles every day. The first series of articles that I covered, I did Breeders' Cup handicapping angles for all 14 Breeders' Cup races. And in the description in this video, I'll provide links to all of those articles that I've written so far at todaysracingdigest.com. And I'm going to continue to write more Breeders' Cup articles all the way up to the 2023 Breeders' Cup. And now, we're going to get into the analysis of this video, and it will be for Sunday, October 22nd, 2023, Grade 3, $300,000 Dowager Stakes, fillies and mares, traveling 1.5 miles on the turf course, and the scheduled post time is 4:12 p.m. Eastern Time. Henrietta Topham, a 20-1 long shot, starts the field. This is a Lemon Drop Kid mare, and she's 5 for 15 lifetime, and she's 0 for 2 with a runner-up finish at Keeneland. Her recent stakes form, she's been a little off form lately. 6th in a Grade 3 race, racing wide last time out at Kentucky Downs at 1 mile. And she was 6th of 12 in a 1 mile stakes race at Ellis Park before that. Horseshoe Indianapolis, she rallied to finish 3rd in a mile in a 16th stakes race. That was on July 8th. And go back to June 4th, the Grade 3 Mint Julep at Churchill Downs in a mile and a 16th. She won that race from off the pace. I'm just not sure about the distance for her. She did run in the 1.25 mile Grade 1 E.P. Taylor last fall at Woodbine, but she was no threat. She was never involved there. She was 7th in a 9-horse field. So now she's going to try a marathon distance. And her recent form isn't great, but although I did say that she did win that Grade 3 earlier this year at Churchill, that at least gives her a look underneath. I just don't know how she's going to handle the added distance. Viva La Red for trainer Pat Biancone is a Texas red mare, and she's 30-1 morning line. And she's 1 for 17 lifetime with 3 seconds and 3/3. So that makes her eligible for an entry-level allowance race. And that's exactly the level that she ran at last time. And I think that effort is why they put her in this race, because that was a 1.5 mile turf race at Churchill Downs on October 1st. And from post 11, she ended up finishing a decent second that day. The winner of that one, Lady Reiko, also back in this race. So Viva La Red, based on that decent effort at 1.5 miles last time, I think Pat Biancone's given her a shot in this stakes race. We know she can handle the distance, but she's going to have to run faster against better company. Vergara is your 9-5 morning line favorite for trainer Graham Motion. 13 starts overall, 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3. She was 1 for 6 in 2022. That one victory was at Kentucky Downs. That was the Dueling Grounds Oaks at 1 mile and 5/16 on turf. And she pressed the pace, and she won by a head there. So that was a decent effort. And she's 1 for 4 this year, and her one win was at 1 mile and 5/16 at Kentucky Downs. Last time out, the Grade 3 Ladies Marathon. She stalked from second. She opened up a 2-length lead, and she held on by 3/4 of a length. So Joao Rosario was aboard for both of those wins at Kentucky Downs. 3rd start after a layoff, and she's going to run a longer distance here. Now, she did run 1.5 miles. One time, that was the Grade 2 Glens Falls at Saratoga on August 3rd. The fractions were slow. 50, 1:15 and 1, 1.25 miles and 2:03 and 1. Final time, 2:27. And in that race, she pressed from second. She had the lead, and then she weakened late. She finished 5th, beaten 2 3/4 lengths. Now, she faced better horses there. Horses like Warlike Goddess, they would be strong favorites in this race. And then she did bounce back with that win last time. So she's going to be up on the pace, and we'll see if she can keep going in the stretch when she gets past that 1 mile and 5/16, which is her winning distance, and can she go further than that and continue to perform at a high level. Number 4, Be Up, a 20-1 outsider for trainer Mike Maker. This is a Temple City mare. She's 5 for 13 lifetime, and Luis Saez is going to ride She was in a $25,000 claiming race, April 27th at Aqueduct at a mile and a 16th on turf, and she stalked and she won that race as the favorite. Last two optional claiming starts, a mile and 3/8, June 11th at Belmont. She was an even fourth, beating a little less than 2 lengths, and then she bounced back with a win, a mile and a quarter on yielding turf last time out. And in that race under Manny Franco, she pressed, she had the lead, fought all the way to the end and held on by a half length. Good effort there, facing better, longer distance, probably will be forwardly placed. Personal best is next, and this one for Shug McGahee. This is a Tappet filly, and War Front is the dam sire, and War Flag, a stakes winner, is the dam here. Classy pedigree, decent overall record. 13 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds, 4 thirds. She's run 3 times at Keeneland with a second and 2 thirds, and she's run 3 times at a mile and a half with a win, a second, and a third. Flavien Prat gets aboard. He's having a good meet at Keeneland, 22% wins, and he's won with trainer Shug McGahee before, and she has back-to-back bullet workouts for this. So there's a lot of positives I just mentioned, but her last 3 races, she's been a bit off form. After being in sharp form earlier this year, mile and a half, grade 3, La Prevoyante at Gulfstream winning that race. The grade 3 Orchard finishing second by a half. Her last 3 starts, the grade 3 Bewitch, third beaten 12 lengths behind Warlight Goddess after setting the pace. The Matchmaker Stakes in that race, she was 6-1, 7-horse field. She stalked, she weakened to finish 5th. Last time out, that ladies marathon, Vergara won that one. Transient was second. They're both in here. Personal best ended up finishing 4th, beaten 8 lengths that day. Second start after a layoff. Obviously, she handles the course. She handles the distance. Good connections, good pedigree, bullet workouts. Some things to like, but her recent form is a little suspect. Romagna Mia is next for trainer Grant Motion, and this Grant Motion filly is going to offer much more value than Vergara. She's 9-5, and Romagna Mia is 6-1 under John Velasquez. 11 starts, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Her victories were in Italy last year, and then she came to this country after racing in France earlier this year in 3 starts, and the best that she could do in France this year was a 4th place of 7. That was on soft turf on July 10th, and then they brought her to Colonial Downs for the Grade 1 Beverly D. Mile and 3/16 on firm turf on August 12th. She stalked from 3rd, and she just stayed in 3rd basically all the way around the track. Only a 5-horse field, but that was a classy field. Fev Rover controlled the pace. The pace was 50, 113 and 3, 137, 154 and 1 was the final time. And Fev Rover just got out there, controlled it, and won by more than 3 lengths. Gina Romantica, saving ground, stalking the pace, was second for trainer Chad Brown. Romagna Mia was best of the rest in 3rd. Now, Fev Rover was controlling that pace, Gina Romantica saving ground, and Romagna Mia was stalking wide. Stalking wide behind slow fractions in a turf race isn't typically the way to go. And overall, I thought she performed okay there. And that was a productive race. Gina Romantica, the runner-up, came back and won her next start in the Grade 1 First Lady at Keeneland recently. And Fev Rover just recently went all the way and won the E.P. Taylor a Grade 1 at Woodbine. So Fev Rover won the E.P. Taylor a Grade 1, Gina Romantica won the Grade 1 First Lady, and now Romagna Mia makes her next start out of that productive race. Loved Reiko is the next one, and she went last to first, beating Viva La Red last time out in that entry-level allowance race at Churchill Downs at a mile and a half on October 1st. She doesn't have any speed, but based on that effort, they know she can handle the distance. Decent pedigree here. Tappett's the sire. She has a long distance pedigree on the dam side. Rusty Arnold's the trainer. Julian Leperoux will ride. 12-1 long shot will try to get involved late. Lovely Princess is in good form for trainer Kenny McPeak, and she's run 9 times on turf with 3 wins and 4 seconds. And she's 2 for 2 over the turf course at Keeneland, and she's run 4 times this year with the win in 3 seconds. So there's some things to like here. And she proved she can handle the distance in the Kirtana Stakes at Churchill Downs, mile and a half on May 27th. She stalked, she finished second, beaten a length in her last 2 starts. She also finished second. They were both stakes races, a mile and a 16th at Indiana and Ellis Park last time out in the Ellis Park turf. She stalked, she led, she finished second. So now, good form, 2 for 2 at Keeneland. She handles the distance, probably going to stalk the pace at a decent price. Transient rounds out the field for Safi Joseph Jr. See the Stars is the sire, and she certainly has a long distance pedigree, but she's run 2 times in a mile and a half. No wins, but 1 second place finish. She was second in the Grade 3 Ladies Marathon behind Vergara last time out, rallying from last place. That was a decent effort. And she won the Powder Break Stakes at Gulfstream Park on all-weather ground on July 15th. And Tyler Gaffalione did get aboard last time, but he also rode her in some other races. In an entry-level allowance race last year at Saratoga, she ended up finishing a close second. Gaffalione was aboard for her second-place finish in the La Prevoyante. She missed by a neck that day. Personal best, who's in this race, beat her. The very one, she was third at a mile and 3/8 on turf. And then in the Orchid, personal best finished in front of her after Transient set the pace and weakened. So I think overall, I don't know that they really want to try to set the pace with her. I think they're going to probably end up trying to rally from a bit off the pace. So Transient, certainly a contender to finish somewhere in the top 4. Vergara, probably the one to beat. But overall, I'm going to go with some value in this race. I'm going to go with Romagna Mia, Grand Motion's other filly, coming out of that productive Beverly D. Her second start in this country. She has a bullet workout for this. If she can work out some kind of decent trip in here, saving ground behind the speed under John Velasquez, I think she might end up running a decent race here. Lovely Princess for Kenny McPeek, my second choice. I like that 2-for-2 record at Keeneland. I like the fact that she's finished first or second in all 4 of her races this year, and she proved she could handle a mile and a half in the Kirtana in May. Vergara, probably going to be forwardly placed, will be my third choice. And rounding out my top 4 will be number 5, Personal Best. So my top 4 in this Dowager Stakes: Romagna Mia, number 6, my top choice. Number 8, Lovely Princess, my second choice. Number 3, Vergara, my third choice. Number 5, Personal Best rounds out my top 4. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And that will wrap up this video. Keep checking out my YouTube channel for these handicapping videos and for all of the Breeders' Cup content that I'm going to be posting as we get closer to the Breeders' Cup. I did a Breeders' Cup Classic preview video earlier this week, so check that out as well. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.